Gui Mendes, you are pound for pound, quite possibly the best passer in Jiu-Jitsu. It's rare to see a light featherweight passing with as much pressure as you do, and I think if I can speak on behalf of the viewers, we like to see not too many double guard pulls. You know, you're quick to pop up and try to pass, so that's something so cool to see. Can you show us one of your favorite passes?
Yeah, I'm gonna show a technique that I was training a lot for this tournament. Since the beginning of the year, we were training. And I like to use against flexible people. Okay, it's from double underhook pass. So a lot of times we are on top here, and I always try to keep my knee up and try to stay as low as possible, especially when they are flexible, because if you stand up to pass, they start using the De La Riva, and they can put your hip on the mat and start the berimbolo. So I start with my knee between his legs really low, and I always try to get this hand first. Same side I have the knee up. I get this hand first to grab the belt. Okay. If you see in the finals against Paul, I was trying to get this grip too, and I feel really comfortable here. I feel like this. I'm gonna avoid the berimbolo. He's not gonna be able to use this leg for the De La Riva. Okay. And then I start working to go over and work the knee side pass and double underhook. Okay, so the technique that I'm gonna show, it's from double underhook. It's good, like this technique we were working since the beginning of the year, and Mason, he could use this technique in the Europeans. Okay, so I'm gonna get the double underhook pass, grabbing the belt. I like to grab the belt. I feel I have a better control of the hip when I grab the belt. And I'm gonna use one hand to open the lapel. Okay, so I'm here, I open the lapel. Now I'm gonna lift his hip. I get here, I'm gonna lift his hip. When I lift his hip, I like to use my knees to support his hip. Okay? Because if you use just your arms, they're gonna scoot back and put the hips back on the mat. Okay? And I feel my arms get tired when they do that. So I like to go here like one and then use my knees. Okay? A lot of times I even like lift my knees. I start doing like this and make them put their feet on the mat. Okay, so this is the best position that I get from double underhook. When I have my knee here on the lower back, my chest on the lower back too, okay, and grips on the belt. Okay, now we're gonna do like this. I'm gonna open the lapel, and I'm gonna give this lapel to my hand. So my hand's here, grabbing the belt. I'm gonna pass the lapel and give to my hand, getting this grip here. Okay, so again, we're here. I'm gonna do like this. I get this grip. Now, this hand here, I have my knee on the lower back, so it's hard for him to put his hip on the mat again. This hand here, I'm gonna start grabbing the same collar. Okay, so we're here, I'm gonna grab the same collar. Now, I let him put his hip on the mat, because I have this grip. And this grip here is gonna make his knees stay together. Okay, so here I go. One, and now look, two. The lapel will be pushing his leg down, okay, with this grip. Okay, so from here, you stabilizing the leg drag over the hip, because flexible people, they're gonna be able to step on the mat and replace. So I like to stay here over the hip, smashing the hip, keep the hip on the mat, okay, until you stabilize the position, and then you go to the second throw with the same grip. Okay, show one more time?
Yeah, one more time would be great.
Okay, so start here, one knee up, trying to defend the De La Riva, okay. First grip on the belt. Now, start passing to this side, make them push you, and then you get a second grip. After you get here, your goal is to lift the hip. So, knee on the lower back. Okay, I don't like to be pushing, because if I'm pushing, I feel like they push back. So I just put my knee here and try to keep the hip here. Okay, my hand open the lapel, I give the lapel to my hand between his legs. Okay, now I'm able to trap this leg. This hand here is gonna grab the same lapel. Okay, now knees on the mat, let your opponent put his hip on the mat. Okay, from here we start smashing with the chest on the hip. Get in this position. Okay, good grip. Okay, you don't want to lose this grip because then they will be able to replace the guard. Keep the grip strong, stabilize over the hip. Okay, when you feel like you have the pass, you start controlling the head, and then you can go to side control. After you control the head, you can let go the lapel. Okay, and get the underhook.
Very cool. So that's like a leg drag using the lapel.
The lapel. Yeah, against flexible people, like it's always hard to pass because like if you give a little space, they're able to replace. And using the lapel to pass, it's good because you're able to trap the leg, and the grip on the lapel is really hard to break. It's just like playing guard. Like when we are playing guard and we have the grip on the lapel, it's hard to pass because it's hard to break the grip. Passing the guard, I'm using the same concept.
Very nice. Do you have a name for this guard pass?
May someone survive?
All right. Before we switch off to Rafa, can you do it one more time, full speed?
Yes. So knee up, get first underhook, start passing, now push, double underhook, lift the hip, knee up, now open the lapel, give it to my hand, grab the collar, hips on the mat, smash, side control. Keep controlling the lapel until you get side control, and then underhook.
Very nice, thank you, Gui.
Okay?
Okay, Rafa, your turn. Top that.
So I'm gonna use the double underhook pass, okay? Same thing. When the guy is really flexible, I like to use the double underhook pass, and I like to use this technique to take the back. I'm not gonna get the side control, but I'm gonna use the double underhook, and from there, do the transition to the back, okay? So I do the same thing here. I wanna close the space, stay tight, close my elbows. I wanna have my knee up, always defending the close guard. Every time I'm passing my opponent's guard, I'm never in this position here when I'm between of his legs, because then it's too easy to close the guard. Okay, so I always have my knee up, defending, and then I like to underhook, start grabbing the belt. You know, if the belt is not tight, you can grab the pants. Okay, so I grab the belt. I start going for the knee slide pass. Start going for the knee slide pass, just to make him react, you know, do something. He's gonna start pushing me, because if he's not pushing, I can just slide my knee and pass. But usually when I come here, he's gonna be pushing, okay? So his reaction is good for me, because then I can come back and get the double underhook. Okay, once I get here, I'm gonna start using the grip on his belt and my knees, okay, to lift his hips. So I start putting pressure here, and then I start using my knee, putting him in this position, okay? I feel the most important to keep him here is keeping the knee on his lower back, okay? Because if you stay here, the guy is flexible, he's gonna scoot back and escape, okay? So you really need to put a lot of pressure using your knee, okay? Now, usually when I fight like very flexible guys, they're stepping on the mat, they're trying to open the legs like this, and if you give a little space, they're gonna recover the guard, okay? A lot of people, they like to be in this position, okay? I don't like it, I feel it's hard to stay here, but a lot of people like to stay here. So from this position, I keep the pressure, okay? And now I'm gonna step over his leg, because I wanna step and pull his leg towards me, okay? So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna step on his leg, and then start pulling his leg and sliding my hook under his leg. So if you see my knee is trapping his leg now, I pinch my knees together, and then I switch, hooking his leg, okay? So once I can get this hook, I will take his back. Because when I extend my leg, I'm gonna be pushing to that way. Okay, I'm gonna be pushing into that way and going to his back. So I'm gonna do it slow. I extend my leg and I start going for the underhook. Once I get the underhook, I start pulling him and stretching my leg. So I'm twisting his body, and at the same time, I'm getting the seat belt and taking his back, okay? And it's gonna be easier because as I'm twisting him, I'm creating more space to get the underhook. It's hard for him to defend. If I don't have this hook, I just have the regular hook, it's easy for him to close this space, and then it's hard to take the back. But using this hook, using the twister hook, I can extend him and twist his body and get the hook in. Okay? One more time. So knee up, always defending the close guard, being safe when passing the guard. Okay, go for the underhook. Get a good grip first. You don't need to hurry. Okay, when you start this technique, you're using pressure. You're not using speed. Okay, so you don't need to go fast. Okay, just keep the pressure and stay tight. Go for the knee slide pass. You're gonna feel the guy's gonna start pushing. If he's not pushing, he's not defending, you start getting close and just do the knee slide pass. Okay, but for sure he's gonna defend his guard and he's gonna push. Then you move your leg one step back, get the underhook. Okay, once I get the underhook, I want to readjust my grips. Okay, so I get here. Again, I don't need to go fast, I don't need to hurry. I readjust the grips, make sure everything is nice and tight, and then I start putting pressure on him. I want to put him inverted, okay? Just using my arms will be really hard, especially if he knows how to use his legs. You know, like he's putting a lot of pressure on my biceps and making his legs really heavy. I'm gonna have a hard time. So I just start making him roll and I start using my knees. Okay, so my knees putting pressure on his lower back. Once you get to this position and you feel you're controlling your opponent, you can use your chest and then you can drop your knee a little bit. I keep my knee right here on his back. I'm turning a little bit. So I keep my knee on his back, but don't need to be here all the time. If you put your chest there, then you can go lower, okay? So you can rest a little bit here. I can hold him here. I feel making him get tired in this position. It's very uncomfortable. And then after that, I wanna move a little bit to the side and then step over his leg, okay? So again, you can touch your knee on the mat or you can keep your knee higher, however you feel you have more balance, okay? Then you move to the side a little bit, keeping the pressure, step on the leg, and then you slide the knee. Okay, this part's really important. I need to pinch my knees together. Okay, I'm controlling his leg. And if you see my left foot is pushing his foot this way, so it's gonna be easy to hook his leg. Okay, once I hook his leg, I can step on the mat, okay, and then I just extend and I go for the underhook. Because if I just extend my leg and I don't get the underhook, he's gonna be able to roll and skate. Okay, so at the same time I extend my leg, I underhook, I pull him to me, sit belt, and then I take the back.
Cool. We see it one last time, full speed.
Very nice, guys.
So I want to thank you guys for sharing the techniques, great passes and back takes, and I want to congratulate you guys once again on your great performance at the 2014 Worlds. And check them out at AOJ, Art of Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Costa Mesa, California. And when are we going to see you guys competing next?
Soon, yeah.
Okay.
We want to keep fighting the IBJJF events. Like now, like we're gonna rest for 1 month, and then we'll be back.
We were thinking about going to Paris to fight the Paris Open, but it's gonna be in the same day of the 2 years anniversary party for AOJ, so we won't be able to compete there, but you guys are gonna see us fighting soon.
Cool.
Guy, Rafa, Mason, Rick, thank you guys for coming in today. Look forward to seeing you guys competing again next time. Check them out once again at the Art of Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Costa Mesa, California. This was an episode of This Week in BJJ. We'll see you guys again next time.
That concludes this installment of This Week in BJJ. Watch and review past episodes on iTunes and YouTube, and then be sure to join us again right here for another live edition of This Week in BJJ, brought to you by BudoVideos.com.